Welcome everyone, how's it going? Scramble here, continuing our price predictions for March 2024 on the Polkadot side, and this time with a minus 6% for the last 7 days, having a bit of a low volume out here for the last 24 hours compared to the numbers we used to be. $222 million right there, considering there's a lot of the altcoins above that are doing better volumes. Of course, it is not really necessarily to connect the price action or the value of a project with a volume. It is not necessarily to do any form of correlation between that, but at the same time, you cannot expect basically from the price action to do big movements without volume, right? So we need to look into that there's a lot of the room here, and that room has to be filled up by Polkadot. Now, before we get into the topic, make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow me on my plays as well. Like this one and take a look into what's going on the Polkadot. Before we get into other details, for those of you that are interested, you can participate in my trades without any prior fees, just a commission from the pure profits made. But at the same time, we have basically the one-on-one coaching program where I'll take you by hand and teach you how to trade from A to Z, folks. Now, this is the Polkadot 4-hour candlestick situation. A moment where we have been clearly reacting and setting a very powerful base level of support around $9 and slightly below that, even down to 8.5. So there is a 50 cents representation in the price action, which is all sitting on strong and great support for Polkadot, let alone the fact that we have been surviving at this level for a few times already. It is time basically to cross the reverse golden pocket, which is having the limits on 9.8, break above that, hunt the specific top at 10.4, 10.5, and then retrace basically back to the reverse golden pocket, go for the upper golden pocket, or you can break out basically and go into the 1.44 line, retrace back to the golden pocket and go into the highs. This would be the perspective for the upcoming days in terms of how this Polkadot has the ability to behave at this level. At the same time, we should not forget the fact that the markets can retrace here in a minor way, but any form of retracement is going to be heavily bought up, right? So the $9 is going to hold, anything slightly below $9 is going to hold as well. This specific area is right now the lower side basically of the chart. We're going to put it out like that in a beautiful smile. This specific area is going to be the lower side of the chart, as you can see from the major extension, considering that the markets have been corrected already. Polkadot did 28-29% basically in a couple of, it's just 5 days, and we did that huge percentage. Now in terms of the market pump, you got to expect basically in a single day that Polkadot will do double digits above 10%, 16, 18%. So it means basically from these levels that we can quickly get into the upper golden pocket as well straight away and retrace back, right? So why do I keep saying about retracing back? And the necessity of that is simply that is what generates usually the buying pressure as a structure capable for a consistent movement afterwards. You definitely need minor retraces or any form of retracing that ends on key levels that are still portrayed as a market structure bullish, right? So once again, there's market structures that are bullish. There's BOS, break of market structures, whether we speak about the bullish ones or the bearish ones. As soon as you are following a price action movement in that structure, you're good to go. You are actually doing an organic and healthy behavior out there that is considered to give you the consistency to push basically with the price action to the final targets of that structure without completing the necessary steps, which sometimes are against the dominant energy, is basically generating certain pressures that are not going to be managed too well by the traders. They're gonna, some of them will, need to exit because simply they don't want to risk anymore in those positions where the movements have not been performed as they should have been. So a lot of the things are happening at the end of the day in the markets. Now, Polkadot is in that shape. Any form of resistance from this level is weak right now, considering how hard we've been dipping, and especially that we've been able to successfully react slightly above what $8.5 is just another great sign that Polkadot is having the force. It needs a day or two basically with those great movements, and we're back above $10, which is again opening the doors with the movements in the double digits area. Altcoin market gotta fill up the gap between the BTC. This whole room has to be filled up, and slowly we got to grind this thing up nicely. That's where we are with a Polkadot. That's pretty much all about it. Of course, have a good time, subscribe to the channel, and if you care about your education, check out the one-on-one coaching program with me, where I'll take you by hand and teach you how to trade.